I couldn't help at one point in my discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children, wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us we can bring about that realization. In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? I think maybe I'd answer it this way. I keep, in my frustration sometimes, actually, if you count some of the things going on in smaller countries and all, there have been about 114 wars since World War II. But I've often wondered, what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular threat?
What the hell is that thing?
I saw this huge saucer-shaped vehicle.
I've never seen anything like that before.
It wasn't blinking or nothing, it was just like a ball of light. Whoa.
It's got 3 triangular lights. Well, if there's a it's rotating. It's extremely quiet. It's definitely not an airplane or a helicopter. I don't know what that was.
For decades, UFO witnesses were laughed at. They're just told that they can't talk about it, we don't want to hear about it, maybe you're a little crazy if you even saw it.
Whatever that is, that's huge.
But we're at a place right now where we are beginning to realize how strange it is and how little we really understand. Imagine if it was acknowledged officially that UFOs exist. That would be a big paradigm shift.
There's a creation of discourse around these events. Pop culture today is going to represent these UFO events, for want of a better word, as something quite different than how the people experience them. Remember, I'm a historian of Catholicism. So in the 1980s, Pope John Paul II wrote a very interesting teaching on the angels to his bishops. It's called the Catechesis on the Angels. And he basically says, these are invisible beings, and people don't believe in them anymore, and they even denied them during Jesus' time, Jesus' era. He said, but they exist. And he said, and they intervene in human history. He was kind of reinscribing this idea that what we see today is not what we think we're seeing. Our perceptions see objects, but what are really there?
Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. Amen. am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty.
Yeah, hey, so when you see those angels around us, man, they're here because they were sent. They received orders. Hey, anytime you see a chariot, it ain't coincidence, man. Now we know that they watching the earth, right? But they were commanded to fly over you or fly wherever you see them. They were sent. Ain't no coincidence, man. Cause it'd be a lot of times, it'd be like a chariot drop, like you don't see them like that. But anytime they show up, they were sent. So you can see it, because you know what it is. But we're in a time, he's going to command deliverances for Jacob. He's going to command his son to come back. And only his son can deliver us, man. And only the Father knows the day. All right?
Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Pretty sure they come in peace. Remember Hiroshima?